All right, so I wanted to do a couple problems for this question. It says evaluate the log without a calculator. Now, just to remind you what a log is a question. That's how I think about it. So the question is 25 to what power gives me 5? Now, that's not quite as easy to see with this. Now, like for number 20, 6 to what power gives me 36? We know that 6 to the second power gives me 36. So then the answer to this is 2. We don't have to do anything fancy. Here on 21, 4 to what power gives me 16? Well, we know 4 to the second power gives me 16. So remember, in a log, the answer is the exponent, meaning that's kind of what we're looking for. We're looking for the exponent. So looking at 19, 12 to what power gives me 12? Well, 12 to the first power. So these are, you don't necessarily have to work them out. You could work them out if you want. I'll show you how to work them out with a problem like 17. But I'm just kind of helping you see what that is. Now, 18 confuses some people. 6 to what power gives me 1? Well, actually, 6 to the 0 power gives me 1. And actually, anything to the 0 power gives me 1. So anytime you have 1 here, that means your answer is going to be 0. So just want to throw that out there. But with 17, it says log base 25 of 5. So when you can't really look at it like we did with these, the first thing you're going to do is set it equal to x, because that's what we're looking for. We don't know what it equals. And then we're going to rewrite this in exponential form. Again, when you rewrite in exponential form, the base stays the same. So 25 is the base. So 25 is the base here. It'll be the base here. What switches is the 5 and the x. So x here as the exponent equals 5. And if you remember last week, the way we solve this is we find a common base. Well, the common base for these two, and let me change the size here, it's getting a little bit, it's too thick. So the base here for 5 and 25 would be 5, because we know 25 is 5 squared. So 25, which is the same thing as 5 squared to the x power, equals 5. And I'm actually going to rewrite this as 5 to the first power, because remember, we'll have to set the exponents equal to each other. So 5 is the same thing as 5 to the first power. Now when we have a power to a power, we multiply. So that's the same thing as 5 to the 2x. So I just multiplied 2 times x. So I just multiplied these two. Equals 5 to the first. And now that we have the same base, meaning 5, we get rid of the base and just set the exponents equal to each other. So 2x equals 1. This is what we did last week. And then you solve for x, which means we divide by 2. And then guys, the answer is not 2. The answer is 1/2. So hopefully this video helps and will assist you in these problems, in this matching problem.